All right, hello everybody. So I guess I'm the only one here at the moment. Since for those of you who watch this on the replay, Batgoat messaged me a little while ago saying he was not going to be able to make it tonight. He wasn't feeling well. He's okay, but just not. He just felt he was not up for doing the stream tonight. So he's resting up. Um, Asked me to say hi to everybody. I asked RJ to fill in for me. He's gonna be in a little late though, so we're just waiting on him a little bit. Um, so for those who are watching on the replay, I'll of course repeat this when people start coming in as well. Yeah, so I'm at least for the first few minutes of the show without a co-host. Um, but um, but hopefully everybody's doing well. You know, again, normally I would wait until, but I guess I can tell since I'm doing this for those who might watch this on replay. Well, I so tonight when of course RJ gets here and we get going on the comic, tonight we're gonna start our coverage of August of 1938, which we will be going through the rest of the year here. So a little scheduling update here for the remainder of the year, so you guys know, and I'll repeat this when more people are here as well. So tonight, um, tonight we are starting our August 1938 coverage. We'll be looking at tonight. We'll be focusing in on the DC comics that went on sale in August of '38. Next week will be a short week as we'll only be broadcasting Monday through Wednesday, as we'll be taking Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving Friday off. So no historical retrospect next week, but then we'll be back to it on December 3rd. We'll be back to the full 5-day schedule on the 3rd. On the week ending the 3rd, that is. And we'll be continuing our August of 1938 coverage. On December 3rd, we'll be looking at Dell and Centaur comics that week. And then on the 10th, we'll be looking at David McKay publication. We'll be taking a look at some of the books that went on sale from David McKay and Famous Funnies number 50 from Eastern Color on the 10th, and then the 17th we'll wrap it up with quality. So, and then on the 24th and 31st, which are Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve respectively, right now we're not doing shows on them. But if you guys want to do an open mic show on New Year's Eve, just let me know. So for one more time here, tonight we're going to be covering DC Comics of 1938. We're looking at, I'm going to be reading from selections of Action Comics number 4, Detective Comics number 19, and that'll probably be it. Next week we're off. On December 3rd, we'll be looking at Dell. We'll be looking at books from Dell and Centaur. We'll probably be looking at one of the features from Amazing Mystery Funnies number 2, Skyrocket Steel. And then of course we'll be and I think we'll be taking a quick peek at Super Comics number 5 that Dell as well. Then on the 10th, there will be David McKay. We'll take a quick peek at King Comics I think it's number 20, or number 30. I'll have to should double check that. And then Famous Funnies number 50, 10th, and then Quality Comics Feature Funnies number 13 on the 17th from Quality Comics. So that's pretty much what we have for the remainder of the year, and I'll of course will repeat all this when more people come in. So hopefully everybody's having a good day today. Hopefully everybody's getting ready for the holidays. Yesterday my aunt and cousins just came in from back east, so as I continue to wait for RJ here, and I will repeat all the introductory stuff that I said just now. We're just again waiting for a co-host, namely RJ. Oh yeah, let's see. Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. Superman. Strange visitor from another planet. Who, disguised as mild-mannered reporter Clark Kent, fights a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way. Oh, yeah. So, anyways. And I'm just waiting on RJ. So. Mike. Yeah. Hold on. I'll be right back, folks. Alrighty then. So, anyways, I'm still waiting. So tonight we'll probably be looking at, as I said, Action Comics number 4. We'll be reading Superman story, Superman Gridiron Hero. We'll be reading. We'll be finishing up the three issue arc of the Sealed City from Tex Thompson. We'll be looking at Speed Saunders story, and we do have somebody else here. Hello. I'm just waiting on a sub co-host. My normal co-host, Batgoat, messaged me earlier that he was not going to be able to make it tonight, so I'm just And of course, they left me again. Okay. Um, so just all right. So I'm just, as I said, just waiting. For, let me see if. How far away are? All right. Let's see now. That's really want. All right. Well, I guess I can go ahead and at least set up. That way we can get ready. I might just wait until RJ gets here. Alrighty then. Yeah, we're a little running a little long, a little late in getting started, just because as I said, I'm just waiting on a co-host. All right, I'm gonna just go away from the camera for just one moment. Alrighty then. So this is the latest I've ever started doing to do it, because usually I'm guess I'll share the comics and get that ready. Get that ready while I'm waiting for RJ to get in here. This all ready. go. And I'm still waiting on RJ. Waiting on a co-host here. And back. Alrighty then. Oh, this is probably going to be one of the latest times I actually started on the material. Hmm. In the inbox. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, it looks like something did just come in. Oh, just that. Yeah, they usually say dead air is not necessarily a good thing. Uh, anyways, we're just I guess if nobody's here. Oh, hello. We have a second person here. Hello. How you doing tonight, man? Just a little tidbit. My normal co-host was not able to be here tonight, so I'm just was waiting on the fill-in co-host. We probably will start shortly, though. Regardless, but anyways, hope you've had a good day today. We'll be getting into this in a few seconds. Oh, poop. Oh, RJ. He'll be on. Hopefully, he'll be on in a moment. Okay, so well, we're past 21 minutes now. All right, so I yeah, I know. I said I was going to start pretty quickly here, but I just noticed that. Not sure if he's on the verge of coming in or not. Are you already? You already? Already? Hmm. Well, now he's not active on Facebook. All right. I guess I should just go ahead and get started on. Okay, so all right. I guess I'm gonna fly solo here, getting this started. Hopefully, RJ will be here shortly. But but anyway, so the first story we're gonna look at is we're gonna look at the Superman story, Superman Gridiron Hero. This is one of the rare occasions where he's using a where we're gonna. This is, I think, the first occasion where he's gonna use a particular power that we don't see in his later incarnations. The power of super disguise. It's a little different from the normal shape shifting powers that you've seen in characters like Martian Manhunter, Mister Fantastic, Plastic Man, or Elongated Man. Um, Based on how I've read the description of it, essentially what it sounds like is Superman could quite literally perform plastic surgery on himself. So this story is going to feature that particular power. As of yet, he apparently has not developed his X-ray vision in the comics. So we're going to see that a little bit here. So, anyways, without any further ado, I guess I'm gonna just go ahead and get started here, and hopefully RJ will join me soon. Alrighty then. And here's kind of a ad for some of the other titles they have in the adventure comics, more fun detective comics. At the tops. Mystery, thrills, adventure in every one of these comic magazines, 10 cents at all newsstands. Vince Sullivan, of course, was the one who was editing DC at the time. This is an autographed copy of the first page. And then we get a redo of it here from Beverly Lambeth. The pull. So, Superman by Jerome Siegel and Joe Shuster. Okay. Hey, Toys. Hello. Where's BG? Yeah. BG messaged me a little while ago saying that he wasn't feeling quite well, wasn't feeling up to doing the broadcast tonight. So I did I did talk to RJ to see if he could come in and fill in. I'm just still waiting on him to get here. So thank you for the like and the share. Yeah, he said he just wasn't feeling well, so wanted me to say hi to everybody though. Anyways, I'm just gonna get started here. Let me try one. I'm gonna go off camera for just a quick sec. I'm gonna try one more time here to see if I can make contact with RJ to see if he's on his way. I'll be right back. Okay, going to lurk. Okay. Yeah. All right. So it looks like I'm gonna be solo tonight, which or all right. So hopefully he'll get here soon. So, anyways, um, exhilarated by the demon speed, a drunken, irresponsible driver races faster still. Abruptly, a shrill shriek, a sharp impact. He was struck by a pedestrian. But he has struck a pedestrian, frightened beyond reasoning. The motorist presses his car to greater speed and flees in terror from the scene of his crime. Oh, look at that! You can see the speed marks on the speed phasing there. So. A crowd swiftly gathers about the hit skip victim. He's in agony. Get an ambulance. High overhead, a figure which had witnessed the tragedy springs into action. It is Superman, champion of the weak and helpless. His great leap brings him down beside a railroad track, almost plunging him into the side of the hurtling train. This is where we get, of course, a scene faster than a speeding bullet and more powerful than a locomotive, right? Far ahead of the track in the train's path, the hit skip car has stalled. So I'm guessing hit skip is how they what we would call today hit and run. You know, basically the idea is you hit somebody and then you skip the scene. Ah, there he is. Hey,
yes, here I am. Hey, how you doing?
All right. I had tried to message you to see where you were and see how far away you were. That's why you were getting those messages. And
once I get in between town, I get nothing. So I'm it's like Sleepy Hollow going around these curves and all these trees in the dark.
Yeah, so I just went. I mean, I waited as long as I could. I went up well past the 20-minute mark. Not that anybody was in here. Toys just got in here just a few minutes ago. So yeah, so I got started reading the story here. Basically, this is Superman Gridiron Hero from Action Comics #4. We're reading right now. One of the points I made, before, and then art action toys is saying good evening to you. So one of the points I was making about this particular story was that this is one of the few instances where Superman was using a power um, that he would not pretty much use later on in his career. This is one of the first stories where he used the power of what they called super disguise. Okay.
That was the glasses.
Well, okay. So this is how they explain it. So the super disguise is not like the shape shifting abilities of like Martian Manhunter or Mister Fantastic or Plastic Man or Elongated Man. Okay.
Right.
From what I read of the description on this particular power, it's kind of like he more or less does plastic surgery on himself.
Ah. Okay.
So that supposedly that's in one of the notations that I and I early on I also just gave an update on the schedule for the rest of the year too. You can always go back and watch that, afterwards. So yeah. And of course I already got a dislike.
I start with one of those hours before I even go live. I've got one.
Yeah. Well, if you can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Because technically, I have to, even though it says 3, I really have only 2 so far. So, yeah. So, anyways, so yeah, so that, and we're just very early on in the story here still. Anyways, let's get back to it then. Okay, so I just read that part, so moving on to the next page here. Within the engine car, oh, now's me chance to sneak a little hit while his back is turned. A little nip. Okay. Let's see. Standing outward, or glancing outward, the engineer doubts he senses as that will help. Glancing outward, the engineer doubts he senses as the engineer doubts he senses as he sees a figure not only facing the train, what, but passing it. Mike, a man racing us, running faster than the train. I saw it with me own eyes. Drunken again, eh?
He's a Canadian engineer.
Yeah. Let's see. Superman beats the train to the stalled auto. We've got to jump. Let go! You fool! You'll kill us both.
Now, you kill one of them.
Yeah. Oh, look at that crash. Whew. Just made it. But the fellow has died of a heart attack. Seizing the edge of a window, Superman swings downward into a private room in the Pullman car. Uh-oh, someone's entering. We can talk here without being overheard. Why has the train been stopped? It hit an auto. If I don't win the game against Cornell University, it means I lose my position as coach at Dale. I'm determined to win at any cost. In that case, we're the men for you, Coach Randall. You'll find our services expensive but effective. Are we hired to play on the Dale football team?
Hey, wait a minute. I saw this plot when we did the Golden Age Flash.
Well, we haven't done we haven't read any stories, and we haven't got to the Golden Age Flash story yet. Hey, Robert.
Will.
Look who's here.
Yeah, Robert. You know what? Superman's not flying yet, as he mentions in his other comment there. And as I recall, when Superman started flying, according to Bob Rozakis, the DC Answer Man, he was leaping a tall building, didn't know he could fly, saw a greater disaster, and tried to change directions in mid-leap, and did. And that's when he said, oh, I've got propulsion of some sort.
Yeah. So Robert said, is Superman flying yet, or still just leaping building in a single bound, or even more advanced bisexual with Robin? No, he's not. He's definitely not bisexual like Robin at this point. If you can like and share the stream, that'd be appreciated. Yeah, at this point, it's still very early on in Superman's publication history. Actually, here, and I mentioned this earlier, he's going to be using a power he doesn't use a whole lot. His super disguise power, in which it's not like the shape-shifting power of Martian Manhunter or Plastic Man or Mr. Fantastic or any of that. As I've read the description before, it's more like he himself performs plastic surgery on himself. So, anyways, as we shall continue on here, continue on with the story. You're in, but remember, I want you to get Stevens, Burns, and Lewiston, our foes' best players, right at the game's beginning. Leave it to us. Rough stuff is our specialty, Coach. After the three depart, a crooked coach hiring professional thugs to play football. Sounds like just the sort of setup I like to tear down. Next day, Clark Kent, newspaper reporter, examines photo clippings of Cordell's football material. Here's a youth named Tommy Burke, whose general build I resemble. Tommy, it'll be. Now, a quick mini spoiler here. This is not the Superman we probably all grew up with. And you'll see why in a moment. Well, probably seen why in some of his other early stories as well. But so within the privacy of his apartment, Clark dons some makeup, grease paint, splendid. Now his own mother wouldn't know us apart. That evening, Tommy Burke receives an ultimatum from his girlfriend Mary. You mean you don't want to go to the movies with me? Now or all right. Now or ever. I'm ashamed of you, Tommy Burke. You told me you'd be a football hero, but in the 6 or 7 years you've been a substitute, you've never gotten into even one game. So I'm
How long is this guy going to college?
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking too? It could be maybe they met back in high school and they went to the same college as well. So maybe that's why 6 or 7 years. So he could be a senior in college and maybe they started dating or started dating back in high school, like their junior year or something like that.
That'd be the generous take on it, yeah.
Huh?
That'd be the generous take on it.
Yeah. Let's see. I suppose you'll be looking for a new boyfriend now. Wrong. I've always got one. I've already got one. Wallace Dodd, the tennis champion. He's a real athlete. Later, as Burke desperately walks homeward, he is totally unaware that he's being trailed. I'll show her. I'll make the team. I'll be famous. And then I won't even look at her. Don't move. What is this? A holdup? Good Lord, you're me. You're mistaken. You're mistaken. You're not looking at Tommy Burke, substitute, but at Tommy Burke, the greatest football player of all time. Burke lurches forward to attack. Instantly, he feels the sting of a hypodermic needle. He loses consciousness.
He's also a super drug giver.
Yeah. Kind of funny because what we know now is Superman would not necessarily need to. I mean, I guess that's one way of doing it, but he's got the ability where he probably could hit somebody in just the right spot to knock them out without killing them or anything like that. But,
that's a little love tap.
Yeah. Burke regains consciousness to discover himself a prisoner in his own apartment. What have you done to me? I can't move. You need it. Oh, what was that?
Are we sure this isn't the new Superman? Wakes up tied up in his apartment and
he doesn't. Well, while his methods are a little bit more illegal here, his intentions are not what we know of today. You need it. You needn't worry. You're just rendered passive by a drug. But what's the big idea?
Yeah, why'd you roofie me?
Merely this. I'm going to take your place in life for a few days. So long for now. Disguised as Burke, Superman reports to the locker room of Cornell University, preparatory to football practice. So I guess that was that's just a fancy way of going preparing for or whatever. Well, here we go. Wonder if I'll get away with it. Hello, boys. Well, if it ain't Tommy Burke, champion bench warmer of the century. Get into your uniform, Burke. We want to see what a great football player looks like. I don't know in which locker Burke keeps his stuff. I'll just choose one at random. This one will do. So again, he doesn't have his X-ray vision at this point. They didn't give him his X-ray vision yet. That's another notation I saw on one of my other sites there. Say, what the blazes you doing in my locker? Sorry, my mistake. I'll give you something to be really sorry about. Don't stand there grinning. Put your hands up and fight. But it's more fun to simply watch. Ollie, can Burke take it? Martin is giving him everything that he has, but it doesn't seem to bother Burke much. Though Superman is unaffected by Ray Martin's frenzied blows, he decides to end the one-sided battle. He taps Martin lightly. Crash! That's lightly. Yes, that's lightly for Superman.
That'll do.
Go away, you bother me. Martin flies headlong across the locker room. He's out. Cold. Cordell's coach, Oliver Stanley, rushes into the locker room. Wow, why all the noise? What's going on here? Martin unconscious? Who did this? I'm afraid I did, sir. So you turned troublemaker, eh, Burke? Well, take off that uniform and clear out of here. You're through here. Beat it. The football players charge onto the field and commence a practice game. Gosh, coach, things don't seem the same without Burke on the bench. I don't know what got into him. He always was meek as a lamb, but today fine progress. Fine progress, I must say. First, I get in a fight, then I get kicked off the bench. What a dirty trick to pull on Burke. Within the locker room. Okay, I'll shot that a little bit. Orders or no orders. I'm going out on that field and grow and show Coach Stanley a thing or two. Look, there's Burke. He's come out on the field. Uh-oh. Wait till Coach sees him. Downward soars a football toward an open space on the field. Abruptly, a figure dashes out and snags it. Burke! I thought I'd told that. Grab that man. Give him the bum's rush. Throw him out of the field on his ear. Starting from a goalpost, Superman leisurely trots forward as every player on the field converges upon him. Come on, the more the merrier. This is going to be good. The sap is running for a goal, with everyone on the field trying to stop him. There goes Martin. This is for poking me into my locker. And this is for busting me on the and this is for busting me on the jaw. He got by Martin. Just an accident. He'll have to be an acrobat to get past them. Superman leaps to the shoulder of one of the three oncoming players and springs over the other two. Alley-oop. There's your acrobat. He's halfway down the field. I believe he's going to make it. Just full luck so far until he meets meets our unbeatable Stevens, Burns, and Lewinson. The entire remaining team piles onto Superman. They've got him. But the coach is fooled, for Superman continues to dash down the field with the entire team hanging on him. That's what? 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. Look at that. He's carrying 4 guys with him. Hey, RJ?
He could have carried more.
Yep, we know
if
that.
They'd have had a place to grab him.
Yep. Okay. Oh, Superman is trans in this story. Very forward-looking. Well, no, he's not trans. He has super. This guy loves getting into his them's makeup. Well, no, because he's not changing into the guise of a woman. He's changing into a guise of another
guy.
The guy, yeah. So, anyways, and that is that. Touchdown! Burke, have you been holding out on me? What's come over Burke? Hey, what's come over Burke? Boy, what a run! And to think, I let this guy sit on the bench for 6 entire seasons. Okay, maybe back then they allowed you to stay in college for 6 seasons. Well, this university though, they do have like extended programs too. But
maybe he's in medical school.
That could be true too. Yeah. But he can be in our last game, the one against Dale, which will decide the championship. This, the sports editor of the news, uh, this the sports editors of the news. Listen, I have a player named Tommy Burke, who's a marvel, a sensation. What do you think of that? Burke, don't make me laugh. It's no secret he's the joke of the Cordell team. What is this, a gag? In Burke's apartment. What's so funny? This article about you. Satirical, but still good publicity. At Dale University. Oh, I should. Anyways, at Dale University. This article plays up Burke as a clown, but just the same, I think it would be a good idea if Cordell's star player disappeared. Until the game's over, boss?
Yeah,
we got it. We got you. Oh, what was that, RJ? I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's go with that until the game's over. Sure.
During the following days, the Cordell team practices steadily for the big game. I still don't get it. How in the world can a player become so good overnight? Because it's not actually Tommy Burke.
I'm wondering what Tommy's going to do when it's his turn to really play for real.
Oh, again. Just wait. They actually take a dress out here. If you knew you'd be the greatest coach in the world, tomorrow's the game with Dale. Wow, remember, early to bed, no smoking, no drinking, pleasant dreams. That evening, Burke is asleep in that apartment. You know what to do. Later, he's completely tied up. He's completely tied. Strange. He did it. He didn't struggle at all. Look at that. He's all tied up. The two thugs are unaware Burke is under the influence of a sleep-inducing drug, or that Superman is observing them from the molding overhead. When the kidnappers drive off, Superman races in pursuit, easily keeping their auto in sight. Burke is brought into a deserted house. Where am I? Where you won't be able to get into tomorrow's game. But you don't want me. I'm just a substitute. And besides, are you Tommy Burke? Yes, but it isn't me who. That's all we want to know. This gang will quiet you down. This gag will quiet you down. Superman, who has been observing the scene through a window, grins. Fine. They've taken him off my hands, and they mean him no physical harm. Next morning, huge throngs crowd into the stadium. Okay. Little realizing they are about to witness the most amazing football game of all time. Coach Randall, dropping in on Coach Stanley to gloat over Burke's disappearance, receives an unexpected surprise. Randall, meet the boy who's going to make the game, take the game away from you, Tommy Burke. Burke, but I thought. When Superman and Randall are alone, I know all the dirty work you've been pulling. If you don't kick those thugs off the Dale team and resign your position as coach, I'll expose you after the game. I don't know what you're talking about. Later in the Dale locker room, you fumbling idiots, Burke escaped. Now he's going to expose us all at the game's conclusion. Oh no, he won't. The knife, huh? Spectators cheer as opposing teams dash onto the field. There he is. When I give the signal, the knife. The starting gun barks. Dale kicks off. Superman receives and is off like a shot. Look at that right there. Look at the guy trying to tackle him, trying to go for his legs. Back in the deserted house, Burke has struggled free of his bonds. He darts into the street. Taxi! To the football field! And step on it! Down the field streaks Superman, bowling opposition aside like 9 pins, and scores a touchdown. The crowd goes wild. Superman accepts the next kickoff and races for another touchdown. The incredible! It's incredible! I've actually seen the same man score 2 touchdowns in the space of a few seconds. But Superman's teammates are far from delighted. Who does he think he is? The whole team? When do we do something? RJ, you're not saying much. You have any comments to make? RJ?
I muted it when I sneezed earlier. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I was wondering because I hadn't heard from you in a while there.
Yeah, I throw in a line when I think of it, but I'm 2 units low, so I'm kind of like a little loopy.
Oh, did you go and give blood again?
Yeah. That's where I was coming back from when you called me, man.
Yeah.
I was in the car then.
Yeah. And and actually what I did tonight, and apparently I guess it didn't work. I not only did I send out a personal invite to Tug, but I also sent out a personal invite to Chris and Cross Comet, Rick Piper, and Chris is doing a Tism Schism.
I just got the notice on my phone about that too. So I know where the audiences are being split.
The thing is, I was hoping that if I sent him a reminder directly via email, maybe he might come over here and hang out here. And if I sound a little off, it's just because of what happened with Batgoat not being here tonight. Basically, I might seem a little off my game a little bit here, so I apologize in advance. So, anyways, back to the story then here. Yeah. And you notice those old football uniforms back then? Look at those leather style helmets they have.
Oh yeah, no face guards, no chin guards.
Yeah. When Ray Martin secures the next kickoff, Superman clears the way for him. Another touchdown. Bah! With his running interference, a two-year-old child could have carried the ball over the goal. I think the Russian Chiefs get a little teed off at him for taking all the credit.
Here's what I don't. Oh,
What?
I was looking at the picture and I thought the guy was spiking the ball, but he's throwing his helmet down. Because I was like, that's the other team.
So, anyways, yeah. RJ, have you looked in on the YouTube side of the video yet?
Oh no, I try not to do that, or I'll get echoes.
Well, you can always mute it too if you go there. But I was just wondering because I was wondering if you had a chance to go like the video yet.
Yeah, now I'm in there. Oh.
So we can get the algorithm up. Hopefully, get some more people in there. You know how that is. Also with the extra viewer and all that. And if you can share the video too, see if we can get some more people in, that'd be helpful too. All right. So, anyways, back to the story here. Denied admittance at the players' gate. The real Burke enters the bleachers, and with astonishment, views a counterpart of himself on the field, scoring goal after goal. He can't get away with this. I'll call a cop. But at that instant, he hears his ex-girlfriend's voice. I wish you'd pay more attention to me. You may be a tennis champ. Compared to my Tommy, you're a lily. As in a flower?
Yep.
Well, yeah, the flower lily is probably what would come to most people's mind. But there's another very similar sounding insult that kind of reminds me of too, or partial. Let's just say this is more like the first part of a. You remember the expression lily livered coward or anything like that?
Oh yeah. Because lilies would wilt easily.
Yeah. Realizing that he is now idolized by the crowd, Tommy catches their enthusiasm. Come on, Burke! Hit that line! Tear him to pieces! Cheering for his doppelganger right there. On the field, as a rocket knife swaps upon on the field as a pocket knife snaps upon Superman's tough skin, he attends to his two attackers. Here, take this note. My resignation to Dale University's president. At the end of the half, Superman meets Burke outside the locker room. Quick, we've got to exchange clothes. I get it. I'm to carry on now. As the second half commences, the ball bounces near Burke, and he chases it about awkwardly and desperately. when he finally snagged it, every player on the field piles onto him. Costly, isn't it?
Yep.
He now does get his 15 moments of fame, but look what happens. You were asking earlier, RJ, about what was liable to happen when if and when he got into the game himself. Well, now you see.
Yep. They all expect him to be still Superman, so he's lucky he survived that pylon.
Yeah. You got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys piling on him right there. Later, when he regains consciousness, Tommy, you were wonderful, splendid, but you must promise you'll give up football. It's too brutal. Give up football? You don't know what you ask. But for you, I'll do it. And then in his thoughts, and how? And here's another interesting little thing right here. Acquiring super strength. Warning, when exercising, it is always well to remember that overstrain is dangerous. Be moderate in your exertions. You may find lifting a heavy armchair a difficult task. However, if you lift smaller weights regularly and gradually increase the weight of the object, you'll soon find lifting a mere armchair a cinch. So, yeah. So this now almost seems like a PSA right there. PSA for exercising. Hey, RJ?
Yep. Become super yourself.
Develop your own super strength by exercising, by doing weight work, like lifting small items first and gradually building them up.
And eat Wheaties.
Yeah.
Oh, they hadn't gotten to that yet.
Yeah, I don't know if Wheaties was around in 38 yet. It might have been a little later. Here's Chuck Dawson. Kind of read through that a little bit. Got to check the time here because we started pretty late. So, wow, we're already past the hour mark.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bow out here soon, or I'm just gonna be snoring on your stream, and you'll all be watching me instead of reading the comic.
Well, I think we just got to be more like, yeah. I mean, I think I was kind of caught off guard when Batgoat kind of told me he wasn't able to come in, so it kind of like threw me off a little bit too here. But really, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and try to get through. You know, I was going to do 3 stories, but I may just cut it down to 2 here because I'll obviously want to get to this other story. So we won't get to the Detective Comics story tonight because we started kind of late and all that. So, but what we will do is we'll get through the last part of the Tex Thompson story here. So here we go. Tex Thompson by Bernard Bailey. Synopsis. After inviting Tex Thompson and his friend Bob Daly to his castle, the Gora tries to dispose of them, but they manage to escape. While wandering through the woods, looking for a way out, Tex and Bob rescue a man from being tortured to death. The man turns out to be the real Gora of the Sealed City. So the Gora here is more of a title than an actual name. So the Gora that we were talking about before was an imposter Gora, kind of a one-eye. this guy would eventually return later to serve as Tex's first kind of recurring foe. We'll see that later. Anyways, together they dispose of Scarum and Hauntum, the Pretender's servants, and return to the castle. There, the real Gora and the Pretender meet. A battle ensues, and the Pretender dies by his own hand later in the castle. Did you just put on some music?
No, that's the other people who live here.
I go, what's that?
I have no control over that.
I didn't realize that you shared an apartment.
Yep, I just rent the room.
Okay. Anyways, boy, this is the life. Nothing to do but take it easy. Your pardon, sirs. The Gora would like the pleasure of your presence. It looks like you spoke too soon. Come on, let's see what the Gora wants. They walk through the long corridors until they face the Gora. My good friends, I bid you welcome. I'll explain why I've summoned you here. Thanks to your aid, I am again the ruler of the Sealed City. But now I have again been threatened, this time by Rab Kazan and his followers. And not wanting to further endanger your lives, I have arranged for your safe conduct back to your friends. Nothing doing. If you think we'll leave while you're in danger, you've got another thing. You got another guest coming. Ditto. And I'm not trying as much to do the voices as trying because I know we started late. I'm just trying to read through it, and so I'm not trying as much to do the voices. Still kind of changing them a little bit, but not going to the. I'm overwhelmed by your loyalty. Whew. Things quiet down. When things quiet down, I shall reward you both. Ah, shucks. What was that? What was that? Probably nothing, but I'll investigate to make sure. Tech steps out on the balcony. He looks the grounds over, but is unable to see anything. I don't think anything is the mat. Help! Help! Tex! As Tex turns to go to his friends, and an arrow, his friend, and an arrow with a blunt stone head hits with a blunt stone head hits him on the base of the skull, knocking him unconscious. Later in the forest, what do you want? A word with the great Rob Kazan. Let him pass, guard. Well, what is it? We have captured the Gora and an aide, O Kazan. Good, very good. Bring them here. I'd like a word with them. At last, with the Gora out of the way, I can march into the castle and proclaim myself ruler. Do 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 do. Like this guy is just as evil as the imposter, Gore. Hey there. Well, I don't know if you caught any of the previous parts of the previous story at all, RJ.
The gore keeps getting passed on to other people.
So the Gora is in my power. Well, first, your eyes, feast your eyes on the successor to your throne. It is unwise to be hasty, Rabe Kazan. After all, I am still alive. Yes, but not for long. I am personally going to escort you into the next world. Back at the castle to begin, text begins to come to. Bob, Gora, where are you? Gone, but where? As he turns to leave, two of Kazan's men confront him. Throwing caution to the wind, Tex leaps at the two men and subdues them. So long, boys, and thanks for the exercise. Not knowing where to begin his search, Tex decides to trust to luck. Now you see how sometimes how they framed sentences and words too can be a little tricky compared to today. Hey there, RJ.
Yeah, a lot of things have changed their meaning and pronunciations.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just in the framing of how he put that too. It's like the sound of voices coming to his ears. Voices coming from behind those rocks. I wonder. Creeping up behind the rocks, Tex sees his friends. So that's the way the wind blows. Well, we'll have to do something about that. But another obstacle presents itself as Tex leaps down from the rocks. He sees Scare him, haunt him. Those names are pretty funny. Scare him and haunt him right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were here when we last if we read this before. Put those two in there. I kill you now. But Quantum intervenes. Wait. He takes Scarum over to the rocks. Look, Rob Kazan and the real Gora. Yes, the real Gora. Your master is dead. Help me rescue the Gora, and I'll see to it that you are pardoned and well rewarded. The two giants withdraw to discuss Tex's proposition. We follow you. We do as you say. Good. Now lead the way back to the castle. We go this way. Don't worry, Bob, old boy. I'll get you out of this or die trying. As Tex and the two giants head back to the castle, the Kazan orders a slave to pull open a hidden door. The Gora and Bob are ordered to or order to descend. And now, my friend, and now, my friends, I will personally guide you through my underground domain. Here you'll see a toy I see only on people I dislike. I use only on people I dislike. Have them pulled on the altar. The cord is released, and the remains are fed to the dogs. Here, a person is tied to this chair. Then the then I gains ray. Then the giant rats enter through the hole in the wall. They also pass through this giant um, magnifying glass. Then onto the person, the chair, and slowly begins to gasp.
Who slowly bakes to a crisp.
Yeah. Say, what's the idea of showing these things to us? We're not interested.
You're the one gonna be baked, dude. I love it. He's like, why are you soliloquying? You sound like a supervillain.
But you should be. They're going to be used on you. You called it, RJ.
I could tell he was tied up.
Ah! Oh, flop. Bah, the weak-livered coward.
There goes that liver again.
Yeah.
Weak like a lily.
Guard. Look, lock them in. Lock them in. We'll continue later. What happened? Your fainting has saved us temporarily. What's wrong inside? Say, I've got an idea. Tell him I'm dying. Tell him anything, but get him in here. As you wish, but do not risk yourself unnecessarily. Help, guard! Come quick, my friend is hurt. Right here against the wall. Then the guard enters. Bob leaps. Whee! Look at that. Leaping over the guard there. Together, they manage to subdue the guard. Then, with the aid of the guard's knife, they manage to sever their bonds. Come on, Gora, old boy, let's go. It is advisable to proceed cautiously. Follow me. All is clear. Come ahead. Do you think we'll make it? If the gods are with us, we will. After hours and after
hiding and dodging.
After hiding and dogging, they managed to come to the last outpost of Rab Kazan's guard guard patrol. Waiting for an opportunity, they run for the shelter of the woods. Sniff. And if it's good to smell clean air again. But their liberty is short-lived. As they walk, they fail to see a wooden trapdoor lying directly in their path. Unexpectedly, they step on it, and back at the palace. Well, you know what I want. Hurry and find it. Every second counts. Come on, you men. Hurry it up. We have everything now. Good now, let's go. Ho ho! Ho ho ho! So you'd try to escape, would you? Ha! Ha! How that you're both down there. Now that you're both down there, I think I'll have a door sealed and let you slowly suffocate to death. You see, you've actually sealed your own doom. Rob Kazan! Look, look! From over the hill, 3 grotesque figures appear. Rob Kazan is rendered speechless at the sight. The spirits of the departed Gora. It is the spirits of the Gora. Suddenly, the spirits start chasing the startled followers of Rob Kazan, but none of them notice the up-to-date boots on the spirit's feet. Walt! Spare me, great spirit. If you promise not to harm the Gora and promise to be faithful to his rule, you will be spared. I promise. I will be faithful to the Gora. And I spare you. Go. Taking advantage of the confusion, Bob manages to creep out of the trap, then help the Gora out too. Look, spirits of the Gora. Gosh! The sight of the 3 spirits transfixes Bob with the sight of the 3 spirits transfixes Bob with fear. Feet, why don't you run? Come on, feet, move. Tex emerges from under the robes of the spirit. Hello, fellows. How'd we do? At the end of that. Later, back at the palace, Scarum and Hauntum have been pardoned and remember and reminded. The Gora, Tex, and Bob discuss the marvels of the day. That was certainly a clever trick you employed. It had me fooled completely. Well, not me. I knew it was Tex all the time. Why, of course. And you notice now, in one of the other notations I noted here, RJ, they were talking about Tex breaking the 4th wall here. Why?
Oh yeah.
Why, of course you did, Bob. Of course. Kind of winks to the reader there.
Yeah, that was an old Superman stunt they did all the time, too. At the end of all the Filmation Superman cartoons, he always turned and winked at the audience.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And here's Scoop Scanlon. We'll just kind of just breeze over this, and then
poor Bob Daly, he's got about another 40 issues to go being Bob, and then they're going to give him a superhero identity of Fat Man.
Yep. And you know the SJWs would have a fit on that one.
Body shaming the man.
And here's Zatara, Master Magician, Nightclub Murder. Now, the other story I was going to try to read was actually the Speed Saunders story, but because I started kind of late, where are we at on time? Because I knew we're already at hour 36. I'll probably be, and if you guys can like and share the stream, that'd be appreciated. Yeah, so I got started late because we had, for those of you who weren't aware, Batgoat was not able to be here tonight. He wasn't feeling well, so I asked RJ to fill in. So we kind of, things were a little screwy tonight in terms of just how I may not have been quite as fresh or into it as I usually am, but hope everybody did enjoy the two stories we did do tonight. I think I'll start let's at least get caught up here on some of the, let's see. Hey there, I'm guessing you're aware that the leftist salt mine are fully operational, right? Yeah, if you're talking about the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, yes, I am aware of that. Of course, we're not trying to focus too much on that. We're trying to focus on some old comics here. Okay. RJ, if you don't mind sticking around for just a couple minutes, just post game. I think I am going to go ahead and just start wrapping up now. I'll probably this day in each history. I know you're a little low energy, but I still want to chat a little bit. Just
okay, that's fine.
Keep it too long. All right. So, anyways, guys, we got started a little late with the story, so we were only able to get through two. Hope you all enjoyed it. We're gonna start to wrap up here. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and get today being Friday, November 19th, 2021. We're gonna go ahead and get into this day in each history. History, right, RJ?
Yes. You forget it, you're doomed to repeat it. Which, in some cases, I wouldn't mind doing that anymore.
Yeah, at this point, with what's been going on lately, right? All right. So, without any further ado, let's take a look back on this day in each history. First up, we're gonna go the lone story that's still in the 20th century today. I'm gonna go back 80 years ago today. As on this day, 80 years ago today, Walt Disney's The Thrifty Pig was released on this date back 80 years ago. The Thrifty Pig, a.k.a. Thrifty Pig and Walt Disney's The Thrifty Pig, is a 1941 4-minute educational short animated film made by Walt Disney Studios for the National Film Board of Canada. The film was released theatrically on November 19, 1941, as part of a series of 4 films directed at the Canadian public to learn about war bonds during the Second World War. The Thrifty Pig was directed by Ford Beadle. It was also a remake of a 1933 film of the same name. The Thrifty Pig features reused and reconfigured animation from Three Little Pigs, 1933, although in production prior to the attack on Pearl Harbor, the film is an example of a World War II propaganda film. So on this date, 80 years ago today, The Thrifty Pig made its debut in Canada. So there we go there. Moving on to the next piece of niche history. Let's see. Yeah, 2006. On this day in 2003 is going to be our next stop here. On this day in 2003, which happened to be 18 years ago today. Now, mind you, this is 18 years ago from today. Okay. The 130th issue of Spawn, which happens to still be going, by the way, the 130th issue went on sale on this date 18 years ago in 2003 from Image Comics for $2.50, 32 pages. The story was 7.5 ghosts. Of course, the plotter or writer was Todd McFarlane. The plotter was Todd McFarlane. Written by Brian Holcomb, penciled by Angel Medina. Among the inkers included Danny K. Miki, Victor Olazada, Alan Martinez. Lettering done by Tom Olszakowski, and then coloring by Brian Haberlin. Yeah. One of these days, RJ, I'm going to have to ask, maybe on your open mic night or something like that, I'm going to have to ask you what these do. I mean, I think I kind of have an idea. That might be still a good thing to talk about or let people know who are newer to the what the difference is in some of these terms. I mean, between writer, letterer, inker, and all penciler and all that. Why all the different? We're going to have to talk about that at some point.
It's a division of labor for sure.
Yeah. So, anyway, all right. So that happened 18 years ago today. The 130th issue, Spawn, came out on released on the newsstands. Next up, we're going to head to 2006, 15 years ago today. As on this date, back in 2006, from the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida, TNA held its Genesis pay-per-view, in which the main event saw Kurt Angle defeat Samoa Joe by submission via the ankle lock. Abyss defeated Sting by disqualification to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. As apparently by TNA's rules, a title can change hands on disqualification, which is not the most wrestling promotions. A title cannot change hands on a disqualification or a count out. I think with some organizations, there's the international. If you have an international title, those can change hands on a disqualification or a count out. But most titles, not. So this was kind of unique in that TNA actually allowed for the changing of a title. Latin American Exchange, comprised of Homicide and Hernandez, managed by Conan, defeated America's Most Wanted to retain the NWA World Tag Team Championship. Christian Cage defeated AJ Styles. Ron Killings, Lance Hoyt defeated the team of the Paparazzi. Let's see. Other note there. The Voodoo Kin Mafia, VKM, which most people remember as the New Age Outlaws in the WWE, defeated Kazarian, Maverick Matt, and Johnny Devine. And then a couple of pre-show matches. But anyway, so on this date, 15 years ago today, TNA held its Genesis pay-per-view from the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida. And finally, going back 10 years ago today, as I just need to remind myself of that. I'm trying. Oh, yeah, no, not that. Oh, right here. Okay, on this date, 10 years ago today, the anime movie Ungo Episode 0 Inga Chapter was released from Bones on this date back in 2011. So 10 years ago today, the 50-minute movie Ungo Episode 0, Inga Chapter, was released on this date 10 years ago today. So anyways, I know that maybe the quality wasn't quite there tonight. I hope you guys still enjoyed what I was able to do. And I hope to see everybody back here on Monday. So we're going to head out. Bye.